Yeah, so obviously you're mostly known for horror films before this. So why the About Turn? This is quite an atypical choice for you.
Yeah, I just I had a son and I wanted to, I was in the sort of kid zone. I was a little disappointed with the number of screens that we got Black Death in. I thought Black Death was a good film, and Ridley really liked Black Death, and so he invited me in to see if we had a project, and it all kind of came together serendipitously. And I sort of said, well, I've made this sci-fi idea, which was more of a me film, and he liked that. And then he said, anything else? And I said, well, I just came up with this Christmas idea last night. I'm going to tell you it. And I think Ridley's going to go, no, we'll do the sci-fi. He went, let's do that. That sounds fun. So it kind of came organically from a meeting with Ridley Scott because of Black Death to pitch a sci-fi horror movie, and I ended up making this. So it all the planets lined up.
So it was pitched to him the day after you had the original concept. Then.
Literally 2 days later. It was Santa crashes his sleigh, ends up in prison. Guys just come out of prison, and him and his son want to have a nice day together, and all the son wants to do is get Santa out of prison. That's the kind of concept, and he was like, there's something in there. Yeah, so it's because of Ridley.
So it didn't even sort of mutate much, until...
No, the central idea was always the same. That was the first act, if you like. And I knew that they would go on the road, which is act 2, and I knew that in act 3 I wanted to end up, I want to get to Lapland, and I want to give you the full... all that kind of stuff. So it was, how do I get to do that? Yeah, that's what I spent the next year writing, year and a half.
But it's a mightily impressive cast. How on earth did you get them all?
We're just very. I mean, I'm glad you say that, because it's so cast for a film, like it's a Christmas movie. On the one hand, they just all like the script, and they all really bought into the idea that I wanted to make something where you laugh out loud. It's laugh out loud funny. You feel good, but it's a drama. There's a drama going on there. It's about broken families getting back together, and there's lots of things going on. So it's not just for the kind of nuclear family. This is a Christmas movie also for the extended family, so they can feel good too about Christmas. That's the plan.
It feels very authentically winter. When did you film it?
We filmed it. I'm glad you say that, because there was one pickup day that was shot in June, but it was shot in January. It was shot in January, and it was freezing. Oh right, cold, okay. Freezing cold. Yeah, we shot a little bit in Christmas, which was the stuff that you see of the reindeer running around. That was shot in Christmas. That was shot last Christmas, and then mostly shot in January. The final sequence where we're in the field with the sleigh. Oh my God, so cold. Freezing.
So you've been kind of living in Christmas all year.
Yeah.
Does it feel a bit anticlimactic now? Or?
It feels bizarre to see the trimmings up. It feels. What's weird is you go, wasn't it just recently Christmas? When you see the marathon. You go, the marathon was only marathon 2 days ago. The marathon's again. It was like that. Yeah. For me, really, this year I've been in Christmas land for 5 years, really.
Yeah.
But I love the film, and I'm very. It's all turned out great, and what's lovely making a Christmas movie is there's an immediate response with children. And people have asked me, did you make the film with just with kids in mind? I said, well, I made the film for me, to make me laugh, and I hoped kids would laugh. And so we had the first test screening, and the kids loved it, so it was like, phew.
How old are your kids? Or kids?
My oldest is 5, the one I wrote it for, he's 5 now, so... and he was, 5, he came to see it the other day, and I thought he might be a little bit too young, but he loved it. So I think that's your minimum, I think, 4 or 5, I would say. Because they love the Father Christmas element of it, but it has got, as you say, it's got it's got other stuff going on, hasn't it?
Yeah. In fact, actually, the prison scenes was that I presume was a real prison at one point.
It was. Yeah, we shot it in Lancaster Prison, which is now closed. But I grew up watching Porridge. I'm sure you did.
Yeah, and there's a nod to it in there, isn't there?
And it's a very big nod to Porridge, and you didn't walk out. There's a lot of adult. If you watch Porridge, there's a lot of adult humour. It completely goes over your head as a kid. It's no different to a pantomime in that respect. But what was interesting with the kids' screening was that they all laughed their head off when he becomes a gangster. They understand what being a gangster is, and having your hair in braids and doing a gangster walk and all this kind of kids.
A bit of NWA.
Bit of NWA playing, and they understood that. They didn't. I thought it would be just for the parents, but it wasn't.
So what's next for you? Do you want to go back to your horror roots, or are you kind of in this?
Yeah, no, so I'd written... the thing is about, I've been said, the first 2, I think, my films are all in the horror world, but the first 2 are mostly more horrors. Triangle's kind of thrillery, it's still a horror, but...
Yeah, more Twilight Zone.
Yeah, more Twilight Zone, and then the Black Death is a bit of a drama, and I think that... So I'm doing a thriller next, which has got some grim moments in it, but it's a thriller. It's more of a sort of... Hitchcockian kind of thriller set on the road in LA, so it's definitely more of my usual. It feels more of a normal route than my little detour. It's called Detour, and this is the detour. Yeah. So, but I definitely want to make kids films again. I really have enjoyed this. It's been fun, and I could see myself. I want to do Honey, I Shrunk the Kids remake. I'd love that.
Well, I can't wait to watch it with my daughter actually. So
Okay,
brilliant.
good.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, lovely, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.